Capricorn. Okay. Switching up just a little bit. Still trying to get the right fit, the right spread, what I want to feel, how it feels on me. I had a lot of interference with some of the readings last week. But that's past us. We're not taking that energy moving forward. Y'all don't need to be advised on how to heal. You're very aware. You know what needs to be done. And so I'm not here advising you how to heal yourself. Make no mistake about it. I can say, I can talk in parables, and I can show you things that relate to each other and stuff like that. But when it comes to Capricorn, you don't need advice on how to heal unless you're specifically asking about a mode of healing or a method of healing. So the only thing I'm really conveying to you is what you're experiencing or what may be coming up. Like, quite honestly, I don't have to ever advise a Capricorn energy person how to heal. They are full aware of what needs to be done. Like, that's just as simple as it is. So make no mistake about it. The only thing I can do is open your awareness to other energies that may be too subtle for you to pick up, because Capricorn Saturn is a very dense, very a planet that has a lot of weight to it. So if there are really, really subtle influences around you that affect you, but they don't stand out in a major way, yes, you can peep stuff. Yeah, you can peep it, but there are certain perceptions that you may not have, or certain angles that you may not see it from, because you are solid in the way that you think and the way that you handle stuff. So if I can do nothing else, the only thing I can do is give you another point of view, point of awareness. Personal growth. It's a 7, like crown chakra popping. This is what I'm saying. It's a personal thing. Therefore, no other person will be able to tell a Capricorn how to heal. That's all I'm saying. And it just, I mean, the card just spoke on it. Especially if you have a life path 7. I'm a life path 7, and I know that I have to go into the unknown, uncharted territory, do things in my own uncharted way, a path that has never been walked, a way that it's never been done. I have to find my uniqueness in order to, to grow. And it is very personal. And I feel like you're no different. Like, I don't give a fuck how many how-to books you read. You're going to find a way to make it more efficient and make it more lucrative, more feasible. You're just going to do it that way. Follow your dreams. Quite simple. Underneath that card was the timeout card and the change card and the adventure card. Okay, I'm listening to where I'm going with this. You want adventure, yes. It is very prevalent. It is very magnified that you need change in your life. Well, you need adventure in your life. You want to experience new things. You're ready for the next leg of the journey. And the truth is that, in order to achieve that or to even get close, you would need change. To change certain things or certain changes would be necessary in your environment or in your lifestyle or whatever in order to have that adventure. You know how it needs to go. So for certain things, it had to be discontinued. Like, it had to be this yellow energy. It really had to be solar plexus led. It really had to be done from the gut. It really, not the heart center. It really had to come from the second brain, where it had to make sense to your instincts, to everything. That this is your center. When it comes to your mind, your solar plexus is a very mental energy. And people don't talk about Capricorn having mental energy, but they have to, because it's very there is a strategy to the way they amount things, the way that they construct things, the way that they solidify things and make sure that they run smoothly. And it is intuitive, though. It's intuitive, but it takes both of these aspects: the gut, the instinct, and the intuition. They have to work in conjunction. So the timeout comes from expanding more in that energy that you had been operating in. It had to chill in order for the seven to run its course and to be that unknown factor, and for you to really just suss it out and feel it out and experience it firsthand versus doing the research on it, looking up into it first. That may have been what prompted the change to begin with. So this follow your dreams is well on time. Is well on time. Because you have that 5 energy that was resounding in the adventure and the change card. But now you have transcended from a point of this personal growth with the 7 to now the 8, where your dreams feel like, for a long time it was, you thought you were following them, but you weren't. You weren't on the route to your dreams. You were on your route to duty. You were on the route to instinctually what needed to be done. So the change, it kind of had you take a step back. They were 5s. What had to be left behind was a 3 energy. So it's like you did go backwards just a little in a mental sense. And I think that's what the retrograde was necessary for. It shed all of them. This is a very beautiful ass energy. This is more teal than is showing on camera. But it really, even the colors align with the change and adventure. So you're definitely where you're supposed to be. Okay, I'm gonna take all of these. I didn't want to, but of course, I want a specific number of cards. Spirit says something else. At the bottom of the deck, we have innocence. Look at this purple. I fucking love it. And then the transformation of the purple. Of the butterfly. I shit you not. I did record a video and I thought I uploaded it, but it's actually unlisted. And there was a caterpillar I put on screen. It was while I was talking about Scorpio energy and transformation and change, which you had that change energy. Yeah, I referenced the butterfly. So gate 25 says innocence, the perfection of action through uncontrived and spontaneous nature. To love everything equally, triumph in survival, enrich the spirit, and result in the wonder of being. Ignorance, recuperation, survival, sensibility. The existentialist. Selflessness, the spirit of the self, the spiritual warrior. 2 things. Uncontrived. That removing that 3 energy, like I have to bigger, I have to better, I have to, you pulled it back. Like let's dial it back. That timeout was necessary. Spontaneous nature. That's that adventure. Okay? Triumph and survival enrich the spirit and result in the wonder of being. You're there, man. You've gotten to that point where you've survived. You know what survival is. You know what winning is. You know what success is. Now allow the spirit to recuperate. Okay? You don't have to be in survival mode. You can thrive. Your dreams are asking you if you're ready to thrive, if you're ready to take this adventure. The spiritual warrior, the spirit of the self. You're just naturally inclined to perform, to do, to bring results. You know what I mean? So we have gate 27, nourishment, the enhancement of the quality and the substance of all activities through caring, the compassion and the energy to care for the weak. Wariness, the executor, generosity, greed, self-sufficiency, selfishness. You have selfishness and selflessness here. And it's like, damn. You have wariness and recuperation, generosity and greed. Like they're showing these dualities, and the knowing that you're coming into is you don't have to be all of one or all of the other. You don't have to sacrifice yourself being a in one on one polarity in order to make your point, or get your point across, or to influence the way that you influence. And you don't have to be on the other end to be bitch made, or to be seen a certain way either. It is that middle ground that you're finding in your own abilities, like your ability to be this way and your ability to be that way. They're not extremes anymore. It's a point of center, which is a theme right now. Caring for oneself. And this is spirit of the self. This is caring for oneself. You can be a spiritual warrior, still care for yourself, and still be selfless, but then be healthily selfish. It's nourishment. The receptive. Oh, I talked about receptivity. I talked about the subtle influences. Okay. It said, look at that. Center. This looks like the card that Cancer got for their type of energy. It was similar to this, but again, we have this purple here, and this green, this pink. Like you're really you're coming up. You're coming up roses right now. The receptive, higher knowing, the driver. So what's driving you now are more so your dreams, your desire for that adventure, not the duty, all of the hard duty. And then you get to enjoy life. Like you have to enjoy life now. And that's something you're knowing. That's something you're doing in order to make it just that much sweeter. Like you're still going to do all those things that you want to do. You're still going to do those things that need to be done. You're just you. It's going to get done. That's not, nobody's worried about that. You're maybe the only one that's worried about that. And you're not even worried because you know yourself. Like, but you have grown from that point of having to prove it to your own image, if that makes sense. It says receptivity as the primal base through which any response is determined, the root of action, holding us in the illusion of our separateness. Fixation, intelligent application, secretiveness, patience, genius, and intuition. I'm going to let you simmer on that one. I'm not going to interpret that for you. You know what that means. And we have gate 33, retreat. Doesn't that look like an adventure? Look at it. Is that person smiling? That's not even a person. I didn't see this as a person. I saw this as a person. But look at her. Look at her chilling. It says retreat, privacy, the revelation of secrets. We had secretiveness in this other card. And we've got privacy here. It says active withdrawal and the transformation of a weak position into a strength. Ooh. Let me read that again. Please allow me to read this again. Active withdrawal and the transformation of a weak position into a strength. Wisdom and experience is shared through the voice of remembrance, disassociation, timing, dignity, spirit, surrender, avoidance. This is the chakra it's based in. Do you see the correlation? This isn't saying solar plexus. This is saying all these, the list of things here, solar plexus. You never felt it time instinctually to act on your dreams or to follow them. They're not grounded. They're too intangible. That's not safe to do. That's not responsible. So I'm going to put it off. I'm going to hold it. Even the timeout could have been on your own instinct or your intuition. But the growth was allowing this to guide you, because you're not ever intuitively going to put yourself in harm's way. That's just not how you're built. You have to understand that Saturn's influence is very restrictive and very fear-mongering. It's like an overprotective parent. An archetypical father from the 50s that'll take a switch to you. That'll put you on punishment, that will restrict you. And this is energy you can be comfortable in because it to you is just self-discipline. And you could also feel like other people need a taste of that. But because that's your modus operandi, is that what I want to say? I don't even know what the fuck that means. That's your mode of operating, if that's what it translates to. It's just first hand. First, that's just the way you do it. And it's also been the reason why you're not where you want to be. You need to watch Cancer's reading. I am recommending it for you because I really feel like there's some great references in it for you. Consider when you watch your reading to watch your opposite, so you can understand on the other pole of that duality. If you're on one extreme and they're on another extreme, why wouldn't y'all have similar lessons? Even if the lessons are opposing, maybe it's something that you do well that they need to learn and something they do well that you need to learn. Or where they're headed or the growth that they're actually having in transcending that is rubbing off on you because you're directly connected. You're standing across the room from each other, looking at each other. So if their eyes are fixated on you because you're on the same polarity and yours on them because that's where you're headed, just where, and I'm speaking in terms of like north and south nodes, how those are opposing. They are on the same line of ascension of the Kundalini, quite literally equal and opposite, but one line. So check it out if you have time. This retreat card, they had a 44, you have a 33. Oh, that's dope. So let's see. This is a rough stone to indicate the chakra that needs your attention. Lapis lazuli, that's throat chakra. That's the same one that Cancer got. I shit you not. And the tumbled and engraved stone is your strength at this time, the one that will help you. Ooh, ooh, look at that sacral chakra. So this has a lot to do with your creativity. This follow your dreams card has that change. It has that transformation. It has that point of growth on it that this innocence brings. You've done a lot of healing, a whole lot of healing. I just don't feel like you know how to voice it. I think that timeout, that retreat, it may seem like secrecy to some. It may seem like, and it's not even secrecy, it's privacy. And that's the difference. That's the perception others may give, may be that it's secrecy. It's really maintaining a sense of privacy. Let's see what messages we get in oh. Do I want it? Three more cards, please. Just three more cards. Subtle influences. They didn't come smacking out. Not these two. But they don't want to come up face. They don't want to come face up either. So this is giving me more of the privacy vibes. Like your healing is very private, as you do so much outwardly. What you're doing behind the scenes isn't going to be seen, and it's not for others to ogle at. Also, it's something very private and very personal. Very personal. You take your growth very seriously. It's very, very personal. And that is the fucking truth. It's clear now. It's clear to you more than it's ever been. Let's see what this is. Page of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. High Priestess. Hierophant. So what I'm getting with this is you have something to offer, like you always do. Have some kind of input. You do have something to offer. This is literally cardinal energy. 2, 3, and 4 are cardinal energies, and this is Capricorn specifically. What planetary influence? I'm not sure, but I know that this is Capricorn energy. Now these two, this is the structure that you've always operated in and known. And again, Cancer had this energy. But this is where the intuition, that 7, that unknown, that esoteric, which literally means not known, it's not widely known, it's not publicly known. So therefore it feels mysterious, it feels secretive, it feels intangible. That's what I was speaking on. This is something that you have embraced. And this is something that you already know. So when you combine these two forces, this type of wisdom is just, it's very, very powerful, very effective. And that's something that you bring to a structured environment that knowing you have, even no matter what state or what level you're at in comparison to people who have already built something similar or of the same contents, or you deliver it with a different type of spirit, a different type of receptivity. You have come to a place to restore the innocence of being a beginner, of being a learning, but also you know that it's not long before you're in a position to teach others, even if they've been there for a long time. They have something they need to learn from you, because just with life in general, you're so seasoned. So you're the pentacle that they don't even know that they need in order to complete certain things. And you're not even a completer, you're a starter. or you see the way that something begins and know that it can begin in a better manner, or the it's something about this cardinal energy. It's an initiate, right? But the way that initiations happen, there's something about it that even still doesn't sit right with you. It's like I have this sense of worth, I have this sense of value, and I know that it'll help you. I know y'all are gonna learn from me. Not tooting your own horn, but just knowing thyself. So you're in a position to begin again, which once you get to a certain level, you've been in there for a certain amount of time and you've accrued so much. This is never easy. To go out on a limb and be in a beginner's position, that's not easy. But still, you have never been so elevated into a position that you were never able to learn. Like, this is why your growth is so personal, because you do take it serious. You handle it like you handle other things, with diligence, with a meticulousness, with eye for, like, there's just a certain way you handle things. I won't say perfection, because I'm not getting a perfection. But it's well done. It's not intending to be perfect. It's just you do it very fucking well. And they could learn from you. I mean, quite naturally. You know that, but they don't know that yet. But this is what the change was about. If you could be here again, could you be a kid again? Could you be a beginner again? Are you receptive to change? Because your dreams have kind of, yeah, you've begun, but only to a certain extent. Changing fields, or changing states, changing hobbies, changing something. It takes some getting used to. I don't even have anything else to say. I mean, that's it. You clearly know what you're doing. They're a part of this structure already. These three people here are these three people. They're, this person is elevated, and these two people are onlooking. They're being delegated to. And you're quite literally the secret weapon, the piece that they didn't know they needed. That's church. Church. Like, that's it. And the thing is, it's like, it's seemingly different energies, but it's very much the same. It's very similar. Because you're not actually doing anything different than this person here. They're surveying his work, which they would be surveying. This could even be a person surveying. Like when those people are sticking up those posts outside and they're taking pictures of streets, and you never know if they're going to catch a damn car, if it's for Google Maps or whatever. They're doing those land surveys. They're being watched, and then they're capturing and watching and viewing, like, other things. You're always in a state to be observed, to be learned from, even subtly. So your position matters not at this point. It's what it will speak for itself. This person has to stand up on something else in order to be elevated into another position. And this one is chilling, sitting down, and knows well more than first glance will show. So, like I said, it's private. It's not secretive. You're not deceiving anybody by letting no one know how advanced you are in your strategy. Like, you're very intelligent application here. Intuition, genius, dignity. These are words coming up. The executor. Self-sufficiency. These are the words that are coming up for you. And I mean, like I said, you don't need any advice. I can't tell you to do anything you haven't already done. And that would make no sense, because you've got it covered. You've got it handled. The only thing that you haven't seen is how other people view the way things have been going with this Capricorn energy, the way that it influences them for the better or for the worse. That's the only thing that you can't see. Your perception is Capricorn focused because it's so powerful and it's so potent. It really does shadow a lot of other energies. So these subtle influences, now that you're getting some of this stuff out of your way, cutting through and getting a lot of clarity. Oh my gosh. Like, the way I see it is like this. Like, the way you're getting it now is like in a way you've never gotten it before. You've been opened. You've been opened up, and it's like, shit. You're not speaking on it. It's exuding. It's exuding from you. It's showing in your creative pursuits. It's showing in your presentation of self, what you feel and how you present. This, like, is coming straight from the womb space. This is coming straight from, below the belt. But it's unspoken. You're not using this energy to display this strength. You're not demanding it. Your energy is commanding it. So it's a subtle influence where you don't have to speak it in order for people to fucking understand you. You just got to feel it. I like this. I like this a lot for you. I really do. I am quite content. So, Capricorn, that was it for today. I do like this reading style that I've done. I really feel like we'll see a difference. Like I said, I did have some interference. I don't want to come off as judgmental and scolding and stuff like that, but I realize that I can't go and block everybody, because some people I don't know. Some people are not subscribed. Some people just watch. But I know when there's intrusion, and I get very defensive. I get really protective of my shit. You know what I mean? Because I'm here for a family, a collective, a soul bonding of certain people that resonate with the type of energy I'm at and what type of messages I deliver. And at any given time, I could shift and be on a higher octave, and I will gain different followers and lose different followers or subscribers or whatever. Some people are subscribed and don't watch, and that's fine too. That's fine too. There's a whole lot of them that are subscribed but do not watch. And that's not even, it's for who it's for. And whoever it's for is going to watch it. And I'm going to reciprocate off of that energy and keep wanting to pump out content for those people, because that's exactly who I'm speaking to. That's who I'm speaking for. So when I get intrusion and it starts to distort messages and really present itself in a very malignant type of fashion, I get offended and I have to take a time out. I have to back up, because y'all don't deserve my response to the intrusion. I shouldn't take up your time with it, quite honestly. So the remedy to that is doing my work, my cleansings, my periodic, clearings, and just different stuff like that. I have to just be on my vibrational game. That's the only remedy. I am not going to address anybody publicly. I refuse to do that, because I think I've done that in the past, and it's, you know what? That feeds it, right? Fuck all that shit. The change is in me. So once I do the change, once I make the change, once I amend it, I have spoken subtly through my energy influence. I don't have to tell people to leave me alone. I don't have to tell them to go anywhere. I just have to do what I have to do. And maybe they'll learn something. Maybe they'll learn something and their energy will naturally shift. And that's the point. That's the real result that I'm seeking, if anything. But I couldn't really, I probably wouldn't have been able to express that with any other sign. Like, you understand what I'm talking about, if no one else. Even some Virgos just don't, they look at me like I have 3 heads because I just deal with shit different. I can't avoid stuff anymore. I just act accordingly. I have Mars in Virgo. So, but I have a lot of Aries influence, so I have to integrate. You know what I'm saying? So I do have to take an action, but it has to be a wise one. It has to be a sage decision in order to get the most effective result. And I feel like this is the way to do it. And I don't feel like that's any different than your message. I actually had to, like, I feel this on a personal level. And I don't have Capricorn in my immediate influences at all. So it's an energy of influence that, like I said, everybody can learn from. So even though I was telling you Cancer, they had some of the messages that resounded or were kind of similar, I really feel like with that softening we talked about last week, or I talked about, soft in no way meant bitch made. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean passive. It doesn't mean pushover or docile or doormat at all. It's just more sensual, more influential, like wafting like a perfume, like a pheromone. This is how impactful your influence is going to start to be, where people don't have to hear you be Capricorn. They're going to feel you be Capricorn. And that's a difference. They're going to just naturally gravitate towards you in that regard. People are mystified by that intuitive high priestess energy. And right now you're exuding it. You're carrying it because you know what the fuck you're talking about. But they don't know how. Because you don't look like you know. You don't present any proof of how you know. They feel that you do. It speaks for itself. So I'm going to get up off of here because I've just been talking for about 8 minutes. And I will see y'all next time.